Well, here we are, wrapping up the LPot Community's Being Alone series. Really makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It's been quite the journey exploring all these different perspectives on solitude.
And for this final deep dive, we're looking at their piece called Being Alone, Celebrate Your Journey.
Sounds intriguing.
Right. I mean, how often do we really stop and celebrate those moments?
Especially when it comes to being alone. It's not usually the first thing that springs to mind for a celebration, is it?
Not exactly. Uh-huh. But that's what's so cool about this piece. It's all about reframing how we see those times.
Okay, I'm interested. Where do they start?
Well, the first thing that jumped out at me is this idea of recognizing our own progress. It's easy to just feel stuck in a situation.
Oh, totally. Like you're just going through the motions.
Exactly.
Right.
But they're saying, hey, being alone is actually a period of huge potential growth. You've got to see it as part of a journey.
Hmm. Yeah, a journey, not a destination.
And a journey worth reflecting on. I mean, there's even an action step where they encourage you to list 3 ways you've grown in the past year.
Wow, 3 ways. That's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Really makes you think about how you've actually changed and become more resilient.
Right. Like, what challenges did you face during that time alone, and what inner resources did you tap into to get through them?
I can see how that would shift your whole perspective.
For sure. And it completely challenges that whole negative stigma around being alone, doesn't it? Instead of focusing on what you might be missing out on.
Yeah, you're suddenly focusing on what you've gained.
Exactly. And that ties in perfectly with this idea of reframing solitude itself. They even pose this question: what can I gain from this time with myself?
Ooh, that's a good one. Gets you thinking, doesn't it?
It does, and it opens up all these possibilities. Like, it could be a time for some serious self-exploration.
Yeah, without all the noise and distractions of other people.
Or a chance to heal from past hurts and really focus on yourself.
And let's not forget about creativity. I mean, some of the best ideas come when you're alone with your thoughts, right?
Absolutely. And speaking of celebrating, this piece even talks about creating your own personal celebrations.
Oh, that's interesting. Like, even if you're alone, you can still mark those special moments.
Totally. Like, who says you need a crowd to celebrate a milestone?
I guess not.
Right. So they suggest things like having a self-care day or taking yourself on a solo adventure. It's all about acknowledging your own achievements and treating yourself.
I love that. And it's so empowering, isn't it? Because you're not waiting for someone else to validate your milestones. You're doing it for yourself.
Exactly. And when you have that dedicated time alone, there's also this amazing freedom to pursue your passions without any distractions.
Oh, for sure. You don't have to negotiate schedules or compromise on what you want to do.
It's like having this open canvas to just dive into whatever excites you.
I can see how that would lead to a deep sense of fulfillment.
Yeah. It's all about designing a life that truly reflects who you are at your core.
So true. And solitude can really help with that. Gives you that space to peel back those external layers
Right.
and figure out what truly resonates with you personally
It's like getting to know yourself all over again.
without all the outside pressures and expectations.
Yeah. And the piece even encourages you to think about what small, deliberate action you can take today to reflect that authentic self.
That's a powerful thought.
And last but not least, they talk about practicing self-gratitude.
Oh, yeah, that's so important, especially when you're spending a lot of time alone.
It's about shifting that focus inward and appreciating the constant presence you have within yourself.
Instead of longing for what might be missing.
And they suggest starting a gratitude journal specifically for this purpose.
Really? That's cool. I've never thought of that before.
Yeah, to acknowledge your self-love and all the progress you've made on your personal journey.
Wow. That's really powerful stuff.
So as we wrap up this final deep dive in the LPot Community's Being Alone series, I think the key takeaway is that time spent with yourself is not something to just endure.
Right.
It's an incredible opportunity for self-discovery, growth, and even celebration.
I couldn't agree more.
And I'm curious, as you reflect on everything we've discussed in this series, how do you think consciously embracing even those small moments of aloneness could change your relationship with yourself?
Oh, that's a big question. But I think if you really commit to it, it could be transformative. Like, imagine if you started seeing those alone times not as something to fear, but as a chance to recharge and reconnect with yourself.
Exactly. Maybe it could even accelerate your own personal evolution in ways you never thought possible.
I think it's definitely worth exploring.
I think so too.